and welcome to my sacred laundry room. This is where I do my yoga every day, where I meditate, and I've added some new practices to my morning meditation, and I want to share some ideas with you. I recently read a wonderful book. It's called The Miracle Morning, and it's by Hal Elrod, and he shares 6 habits that will transform your life. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of that, and then I do hope you'll get his book because it's very helpful. What I love about the practices that he recommends and why they're important is that we often let our mornings get started rather quickly. If we have a work week, we jump up in the morning, our alarm rings, we grab our cup of coffee and run off to work and barely have time to even think, let alone center yourself. So we're recognizing now the importance of having a daily practice, and in particular a morning practice. And what's I find very helpful in his book is he encourages us to get going first thing in the morning before you do anything. And that's good for me because I tend to, let me check my emails or Facebook or something. And what I find is then I get caught up in the day and I never get back to all the things that I know I should be doing for my health, wellness, and my mental peace of mind. So his system is very simple and it's easy to remember. If you can think of this word, savers, SAVERS. So I'll just go through each one and then let you know how that might be effective in your life, and I hope you'll check it out and perhaps adopt some of these practices. So the first one is silence. Our lives are very busy. The world is full of bad news. If you watch television, which I don't, but I know you get the news coming at you. But I know about the news too. I check my Google News and the Huffington Post and things. So I know what's happening, but it's way more than I need to have rolling around in my head, especially first thing in the morning. So the idea of being able to sit in silence, just sit there, nothing. You could play some quiet music. Of course, we recommend that, but that still counts as silence because what it's doing is silencing your mind. So that's S. The second one is affirmations. So we all tell ourselves things on a regular basis. We're perhaps telling us things that aren't so good, but we are, in fact, affirming, I am not good enough, or I didn't, or, we often do those kind of affirmations. And what we want to do is we want to switch the affirmation aspect to the positive affirmations in the present tense and things that we really want to support in our lives. So this is a chance in this moment of affirmations to be able to affirm what it is that we truly want to become in our lives. And I have a whole other video series and blog posts on affirmations, so be sure and check those out on our YouTube channel. Soundings of the Planet has our YouTube channel. So those, we'll go into detail on the affirmations in other parts, but that's such an important thing because it's just noticing what is it you're saying to yourself. And we want to affirm that we're living in peace, we're full of joy. Whatever it is that you want to focus on, affirm it. The third thing, S-A-V, is visualization. So you can imagine how important it is to visualize what it is you want to become in life, the things you believe in, the values that you have, and the creative activities and the very functional aspects of your life. So a lot of people use a vision board. They'll put pictures up of things that remind them of different aspects that they want to improve and enhance in their lives, whether it's in the realm of relationships or financial, money, health, wellness. There's just all the different aspects of our lives. So you could perhaps consider a vision board. But in any event, in that morning practice, consider adding visualization. How do you want to visualize your life? Because the more we visualize it, the more we're likely to achieve it. So S-A-V-E. The fourth one, E, stands for exercise. And we can't emphasize this enough. Now, I do yoga in the morning, and then we have a wonderful, we live out in the country, so we'll go on I'll go on a 2-mile walk. So So that's my exercise. My husband, Dean Evenson, does even more. He's got the Qigong going, and he's got his yoga, and he does stationary bike, and he does his long walk. So he's got a lot of things that he does. How many things do you do in your daily routine as far as exercise are concerned? Consider it, and please be open to adding at least one, if not more, exercises, because it'll help your health, it'll help your mind. If you've got a lot going on in your mind, exercise really can help clear your mind. SAVER. R is for read. Read something inspiring. Read. Take this time in the morning for some spiritual reading, some inspirational reading. There's so many wonderful books out there that you can access to inspire you. And then let that be among the first things. And I'm not counting read as read the news, read the newspaper. I suggest you include that as this part of your daily morning practice, because reading the news, while it may be necessary to know what's going on, and I do encourage that we are aware of what's happening in our world, I also support it, the fact that we don't need to know every single thing all the time, and we don't need to focus on it. And that's the trouble when you watch television, that it's here, if there's a news cycle and it's going on, you're going to see that same story multiple times during the day, and it's really going to influence you in a negative way. So I'm really encouraging you to read something inspirational in the morning. And then the last one, SAVER. So we have another S. And what does that stand for? Scribe. Write it down. Write down your ideas. Write down, perhaps you want to write down aspects of what you want to accomplish that day. Or maybe you've had a philosophical inspiration that you want to remind yourself. Journaling. I really, really encourage people to keep a journal, and it doesn't have to be Dear Daily Diary, this and this happened, but it can be just things that you're inspired with, that you're want to be referring to again, you want to remind yourself of. So, and then for those of us who are interested in becoming book writers, and that would include me, I'm working on a book and almost done with that. You can work on your book or work on aspects of your book. Again, it doesn't have to be anything formal and complicated. It could just be a daily journal entry, but something to do with scribing how you're feeling and where you want to go in your life. So those are the aspects of Miracle Morning. Savers, S. Silence, A. Affirmations, V. Visualization, E. Exercise, R. Read, and S. Scribe. So those 6 can be very, very helpful. I think what I love about it, it's simple. You can start off slow and easy. You could do a minute, for that matter. You could do a minute of silence and a minute of affirmations and a minute of visualizations. It doesn't have to be long. Or maybe you'll work up to 5 minutes of each of those aspects. And then some people are really getting into it for a whole hour where they do all the different aspects. In fact, he's in his book, he talks about, I'm not a morning person. And that's why I guess I could say that about myself. I'm definitely not a morning person. But we all get up in the morning. We all have to do something after we get up. But it's that first bit of time, that very sacred time in the morning, that might make it worth setting your clock a little bit earlier if you do have to wake up on a regular basis, to be able to bring this practice into your life. Again, a daily practice is something that works for you. This particular one may or may not work, but if it does, give it a try. Otherwise, I really, really encourage you to develop your own daily practice and begin in the morning. The reason it's called the Miracle Morning is because so much can happen once you have sort of established your day, and then things just fall into place, and you're not going, oh, I've got to do this. Oh, I didn't do my yoga. I wish. I always mean to meditate, but I didn't. You get it all done right away. Again, 1 minute each, you're done in 6 minutes. Or take half an hour, take an hour, whatever it is. I really recommend you focus on a daily practice. And I'd love to hear things that work for you, because we like to have a back and forth conversation. I've got some experience, but so do you. So be sure and visit my blog. It's right there on the front page of the soundings.com website. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Soundings of the Planet. So thank you very much, and we will meet again. Namaste.